and welcome back to Mod Understanding. This is Part 8, Part 3 of the Mutant Beasts or Mutant Creatures mod, and so we will just be going over the items that are in the mod, and also the armor sets. So these are the items that are added in. It's not much, but there's some items that are going to be here, and I'll just be using a few modded items just to be able to show them off. Now let's get started with the Ender Soul Hand. Now what it does is whenever you right click something, it grabs any modded or vanilla block and you can throw it at something. It also does 6 attack damage whenever you hit, but it's not spammable, so it's basically like a sword that does 6 damage. But it also can't grab any transparent block, such as leaves, so you should always try and grab something like wood per se, and you're able to throw something like that. It also falls back down and doesn't drop the item itself, unlike certain other mods that do the same where you can throw something. Now the next is the Creeper Charge. What it does is does a huge explosion and requires gunpowder to reuse after, but since I'm using creative mode, well, I can just do it as many times as I want. It does a huge explosion and does a load of damage. Even from really far away, it does decent enough damage. Although you don't actually get any health lost from it. So it's a really powerful item whenever you try and kill the mutant creeper. Now you can see this kind of radius that it does, doing more than 50 hearts of damage or 25 hit points. And with here, it basically killed every single one of them, because that's about a player's health. So that's kind of like the explosion that it gives off whenever you use the Creeper Shard. Next up we have is the Hole Camera. What it does is it does a shockwave kind of ability, where it knocks the ground, turning grass to dirt. This also does 9 attack damage, and actually does damage for whenever you're actually hitting it towards something. As you can see there, even though I'm hitting the ground, it does actually do about 8 damage whenever it's hit. 8 or 7. Whenever hit directly, it does about 9 damage, although it's much slower than a regular sword. Now the next up is the skeleton armor. And this is a comparison with diamond armor just to show how it is. It's not as strong. You can see using tooltips just to see what they all give. But the difference is that each armor set gives you a special bonus. Now the mutant skeleton skull doesn't give you anything. The chest plate gives you step up. The leggings allow you to go faster, and the boots allow you to jump higher. So it's best to just swap out the helmet due to the fact that it's much better and it doesn't add anything else extra to the set. It doesn't give night vision like some things say, and it's best not to try and swap out anything else due to the fact that it won't give you any extra benefits for swapping out something. This is an example using the chest plate, how it gives step up, so it should be best just to swap out the helmet. So this is kind of like the armor set you should have after completing this mod. Okay, now the last item we have is Chemical X, which when thrown onto specific mobs will in fact actually give you the mutant creatures. This can be crafted using a brewing stand, or, well, the other way of finding mutant creatures is just by finding them in the wild. This is an example of what happens whenever you actually throw something against, in this case, a creeper. Now it actually has only a chance of turning into a mutant creature, sometimes just killing it outright. And this can actually be used in some occasions with other mods so that you can actually just insta-kill a mob. Note that mutant creatures aren't affected by Chemical X after, and thus you can't insta-kill it using the Chemical X. And that's about it for the Mutant Beasts mod and the items it has. Well, see you next time. Bye.